Hello, I'm Juan Fernandez, and here's a look at your top stories this afternoon. It is the day after Super Tuesday, and there's already a political shakeup. Nikki Haley announced she is ending her bid for the White House. Joining us live from Washington, D.C. now is Natalie Brand with the very latest. Hello, Natalie.
Hi, Juan. Good to be with you. What we are looking at is what's expected to be the first rematch between a sitting president and a former president in more than a century. We're heading into what's expected to be a very long general election campaign. And political analysts say across both sides, across both campaigns and candidates, there are some warning signs about levels of support.
The time has now come to suspend my campaign.
Nikki Haley made history as the first woman to win 2 GOP presidential primary contests, but it wasn't enough to slow former President Donald Trump's march to the nomination.
I said I wanted Americans to have their voices heard. I have done that. I have no regrets. And although I will no longer be a candidate, I will not stop using my voice for the things I believe in.
Haley, Trump's former UN ambassador, stopped short of endorsing him. Her campaign says there remains a large block of Republican primary voters expressing deep concerns about the former president.
It is now up to Donald Trump to earn the votes of those in our party and beyond it who did not support him. And I hope he does that.
CBS News exit polling from North Carolina shows most Haley voters are not committed to supporting the GOP nominee. She attracted independents like Donna Patterson.
I told my friends, if Nikki drops out, I'm voting for Mickey Mouse. I don't like either one.
As President Biden and former President Trump prepare for a general election rematch, both campaigns will be trying to win over Haley's supporters.
We have a great Republican Party with tremendous talent, and we want to have unity, and we're going to have unity. And it's going to happen very quickly.
The Biden campaign acknowledges national polling shows it will be a close race, but says Super Tuesday confirmed Trump has not expanded his appeal beyond his base and argues 10% of voters or more remain undecided.
Now, of course, California also had a big Senate primary on the ballot yesterday with Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff of Burbank and Republican Steve Garvey advancing to the general. CBS News exit polling revealed that voters in that primary said cost of living was the top issue facing California. Juan?
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about that. Natalie, thank you so much. All right, back here, we want to turn things now to your weather. The rain is back if you haven't noticed. There are also flooding concerns in some areas. KCAL News meteorologist Olga Ospina is tracking the latest conditions and has more now in your next weather. Olga.
Hi, Juan. Yes, and look at that. We are seeing plenty of rain once again across Southern California. We are back at it. However, this is going to be a quick moving storm. I want to show you where we are seeing more of that rain as we zoom into parts of Los Angeles. We're seeing even some heavy rain cells moving across Long Beach and sitting just offshore. Those are going to start impacting some of those inland spots as we head into the next several minutes. As we take a look, you look at this big band of heavy rain that is moving up into Long Beach. As we head a little bit further east into parts of the San Bernardino area, we're also seeing some moderate to heavy rain through the Inland Empire. We'll continue to see the impacts as we head into that evening commute. 5:45 p.m. Look at this line of rain, moderate to heavy, moving from Ventura into the LA area right along the 5 and the 210 freeways and continuing to spread into the Inland Empire as we head into late tonight. So continuing rain throughout the day, a little bit spotty in nature, so some of us will see a little bit of dry conditions as we head into later today. And then by Thursday, 12:15, just after midnight, we're seeing mostly dry conditions for Ventura into LA. Still seeing some wet weather for parts of Orange County right along the coastline, moving into Temecula. And then as you wake up on Thursday, most of us are actually going to be dry But still a little bit of wet weather. We're seeing that out through Fraser Park, even a little bit of snow as well. And then as we head into the afternoon hours, we continue to see that rain taper off, and we are looking really good for the weekend. However, still that winter weather advisory. This is going to continue with us through 9 o'clock tomorrow. That's going to be across all of our mountain areas for the snow. We're looking at up to about half a foot of snow for those higher elevations, and not ruling out that we could even get a trace of snow down to the Grapevine. So we'll continue watching that for you. Current conditions, it's a little cloudy out there at Catalina Island. Looking nice, though. 57 degrees in downtown Los Angeles. Most of us in the 50s right now, all the way from Ventura into LA, Orange County. A few low 60s in places like San Bernardino, 73 in Palm Springs, and we have 30s in Big Bear City. As we take a look at our futurecast, here is that rain. Again, it's going to move out pretty quickly. Not a ton of moisture with it, even into the early part of Thursday, but most of Thursday is going to be dry. We'll continue dry as we head into the weekend, and we're going to be warming up. We actually have some 70s back in the forecast. This afternoon, though, it's going to be a cool one. 61 along the coast, 63 for LA, Inland, Orange County. Low 60s in the valleys, Inland Empire, upper 50s for the high desert, and snow up in the mountains. Here's a check of the 7-day forecast. 70s return just in time for the weekend. Friday, Saturday, plenty of sunshine, upper 60s as we head into Sunday. So very close to average temperatures, or even slightly above that as we head into late in the week. Enjoy. Back to you.
We are going to enjoy that. Olga, thank you. Now to Orange County, where an investigation is underway after a man died in police custody. KCAL News reporter Michelle Geely has more from Fullerton.
We're at a McDonald's in Fullerton on Brookhurst Street, where police are wrapping up an investigation that also involves the district attorney's office as well as the coroner. Here's what the officers say happened. They arrived on scene after the manager of this McDonald's called about two men who were outside of the restaurant around 3 a.m. acting somewhat erratically. There is some video from another source that shows them kind of dancing outside of one of the doors here. The manager apparently told the police that she was concerned for her employees' safety. The drive-through was open at the time, but customers could not go in and out. Police got to the scene. They apparently used a taser on this man who is unidentified, but we know he's a 50-year-old from Buena Park. The taser was ineffective, according to the officers, so they then used less lethal beanbag rounds. One of the rounds, or more than one of the rounds, hit the suspect. There was a visible wound on his chest. The police are saying it was a significant injury. Officers performed life-saving measures here outside of the McDonald's, and he was transported to a hospital where he died. According to the police, he was possibly under the influence. There was a second man with him. That person escaped, so they don't have him to question at this point. So multiple investigations underway to determine exactly what happened here.
We'll hear more from Michelle coming up here at 4. Meantime, a wild pursuit of a stolen box truck, you may have seen it, led to a hit and run on the freeway, but it didn't end there. KCAL News reporter Luzdelia Caballero explains.
I'm Luzdelia Caballero. We are on Ventura Boulevard, just off the freeway entrance for the 101 North, where we can tell you that the suspect is in custody in this pursuit. It's a pursuit that started near Santa Monica, went through Santa Monica, Pacific Palisades, Malibu, all the way up to Ventura County, Oxnard even, and then that Lowe's box truck that was reported stolen ended up right here on Ventura Boulevard. We heard on police scanners that less than lethal shots were fired. We also witnessed when cops initially started a foot pursuit when the suspect got out of the Lowe's box truck, and officers were able to catch up to him. and eventually put him in handcuffs. It seems like he is now in police custody. He is being evaluated as of now, but this pursuit certainly going past an hour and a half, probably closer to 2 hours, going through several jurisdictions, and again, ultimately ending up here on Ventura Boulevard, going through, of course, several counties. Keep it here on KCAL News as we continue to find more information on this pursuit, and of course, give you the breakdown.
All right, we will be hearing more from Luz Delia coming up. Meantime, breaking news here. The verdict is in for the trial involving the weapons supervisor on the Rust movie set, Hannah Gutierrez. It is coming down as we speak. We're going to have the very latest for you coming up at 4 o'clock. Let's listen in just a little bit.
Protect your privacy. If anybody bothers you, simply call my division, and we'll figure out what to do. But you also may talk. Okay, so it's entirely up to you. Okay, all right. So you can escort them out.
Yes, sure.
All right. Thank you.
All rise.
George, just a minute. You should probably speak. All right, you may be seated. All right, is there anything that the state's requesting based upon the verdict?
We would request that Ms. Gutierrez be taken into custody.
Mr. Bowles?
Your Honor, we would request under, pull up the rule, Your Honor. Your Honor, Rule 5402, release pending sentencing. In this court's discretion, under the same conditions or other conditions as this court would deem necessary. Ms. Gutierrez has been on conditions. She has not violated those conditions. She has voluntarily appeared at all court proceedings. Your Honor, I would request this court to continue conditions or whatever conditions this court would have on release.
All right, thank you. I'm going to remand you, and the reason why I'm going to remand you is you are now convicted. And so, and this is a death. It's a criminal negligence, but it's still a death. And so, deputies, you're going to take her into custody, and we will set a sentencing date. What is the best, what do you want to look like on that? And we need an order of remand, do we? David? Okay. Counsel?
In terms of the sentencing date?
Yes.
At the court's convenience, will be available. There are 2 weeks in May that I'm unavailable. Those are the last 2 weeks of May.
All right. Mr. Bowles?
Your Honor, as soon as this court has time, it will be available.
All right. So, do you have any conflict like that? She said May. Do you have any conflict?
I don't know for sure, Your Honor, that I could. I do have other trials, but I think mid-May.
Well, I can do it sooner.
Okay.
I just wondered if you had any conflicts along the way.
Doesn't look like mid-May, Your Honor. I do. I don't think I have any conflicts.
I'm sorry, not understanding. Do you have? Okay, we're in March. Do you have time before May?
We have time in April.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Okay. All right. Anything else before the court?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. We're in recess.
All right, breaking news here into the KCAL newsroom. The jury convicts movie armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed of an involuntary manslaughter in the fatal shooting of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins. As you saw there, they've set a date for sentencing. They're going to be coming back sometime in August. She faces up to 18 months in prison and a $5,000 fine for that charge of involuntary manslaughter. And as you saw there, the judge has ordered that she be taken into custody until her sentencing. Right, this has been CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown. Thanks for joining us. I'm Juan Fernandez. We'll be back live at 4 with more breaking news right here on KCAL News.